Welcome back, everybody. This is actually the last video of the school year that we are doing. It's kind of exciting yet kind of sad all at the same time. We are now going to be doing the final thing of the year that we're going to be able to do, and that is solving nonlinear systems of equations. So we did systems of equations before Christmas break. So it was quite a while ago, but we did do solving systems of inequalities after Christmas break. And that's when we did our treasure hunt, and you had to create the treasure maps and then solve the systems of inequalities in order to pinpoint on the treasure map where the treasure was located. So hopefully that is a quick reminder of how far back that was. That was right when we got before Christmas and right after we got back from Christmas break. So it's been a minute. So having said that, we are going to jump right into it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use systems of nonlinear systems of equations, and we're going to substitute using substitution. As a reminder, we literally use substitution all the time. If I tell you x equals 2 and I give you an equation and I tell you to solve, you plug 2 in for x and solve the equation. We've literally been doing this the entire school year. It's the same concept. I am going to use this, specifically this, and I'm going to plug it in for equation 1's y. So I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to use equation 2 to plug into equation 1. It tells me y equals negative 2x plus 3. So I'm literally plugging that in for this y right here. And then I write the rest of it as is, equals x squared plus x plus 1. Okay? Now I am going to, I just substituted the y in, and now I am going to solve to get it into a trinomial. So I'm going to basically add 2x to both sides, and I am going to subtract 3 from both sides. So I'm going to add 2x to both sides. I think I wrote this down wrong originally. I did. And I will fix this on your problem. This should actually be not a positive. That should actually be a negative 1. So my apologies on that. So I will fix that on your paper. On your thing. So that should be a negative 1. There we go. So we have minus 3. There we go. That's where I was. So this becomes 0 on this side, and I'm left with x squared plus 3x minus 4. So at this point then, you can try to factor it out, which I will tell you this one is easily factored. If it's not, use the quadratic equation or one of the other formats that we've done in the past. You can use 9.5. It gives you that chart where you can see where to go for everything. But this one is easily factored. X. If you want, I know I end as a negative, but I've got a positive, so I know it's a positive negative. If you need it, we end as a positive, so our bigger number needs to be positive. And that's how we get our positive 3. So negative 1, positive 4. I'm going to split them up. X plus 4 equals 0. X minus 1 equals 0. Minus 4. Minus 4. Plus 1. Plus 1. Goodbye. Goodbye. X equals a negative 4. And x equals a positive 1. Okay, so we're not done, because I now need to know what my y is. And so I've got 2 x's here. That's just work. That alone was all just to figure out what our x is. Okay? I'm going to erase all of that work on the right-hand side. So if you need to pause to make sure you have it all, then do so. But I'm going to erase all of this and all of this. I don't need any of that anymore. All we did was found our x. So I'm actually going to create 2 little order pair items over here. And I just found I have an x of a negative 4 and an x of a 1. So because I have that written down, I'm actually going to erase all of this now. And it's like we're starting fresh in our area. So now I need to find my y. So now I need to substitute again. And I will now substitute -4 in for x and solve, and I will substitute 1 in for x and solve. So it doesn't matter which equation you use. I'm actually going to use equation 2. And I went a little bit past and I didn't mean to do that. The reason I'm going to use that is because I don't have to square anything. It's the easier equation. It's a linear equation rather than a parabola, which is equation 1 is a parabola. Equation 2 is a linear because you're in y equals mx plus b form. So it's just the easier equation. So I'm going to plug -4 in for x. So y equals -2 times -4 plus 3. And I'm going to do it again and plug 1 in for x. -2 times 1 plus 3. So y equals, get rid of that, 8 plus 3. So y equals 11. So I'm going to go ahead and put that up there with my -4. And then y equals -2 plus 3. Y equals 1. So I've got two solutions here. -4 comma 11 and 1 comma -1. Okay, so that's what you're doing when you are doing systems of solving nonlinear systems by substitution. Or in next where actually you're going to do it on your own and then we're going to do elimination. You're looking, this is what you're looking for. That's your answer. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and try this next one on your own using substitution with which is what we just did. So go ahead and pause and try now. Okay, welcome back. First off, let me make sure, because I put it in incorrectly the last time. So I want to make sure that I am putting it incorrectly this time. -3x squared plus 2x plus 1. And then 5 minus 3x. Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure that I had everything written down correctly. So let's do this one. I'm going to plug this into there. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay, so we have 5 minus 3x equals -3x squared plus 2x plus 1. I'm going to subtract 5 and add 3x to both sides. So plus 3x minus 5. Goodbye. 0 equals -3x squared plus 5x minus 4. Make sure that that looks right. Okay, so you can either use the quadratic formula again, or you can do factoring. Let me think here. If I do factoring, it'd be 12, which is 3 and 4. Okay, I'm utilizing what we did in 9.5 of that table. If I did factoring, it's not going to work out. It's not an easy peasy lemon squeezy one, so I'm not just going to do straight factoring. Completing the squares, it's not a perfect square, so I'm actually going to use the quadratic equation on this one. And let's see what happens. Okay, so we have 0. Oh, might help if I'm touching. There we go. 0 equals -b plus or minus the square root of 4. Hello, I'm messing up because it's doing this. Whatever this is happening, it's making me mess up. B squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, I've got a equals -3. B equals 5, C equals -4. So 0 equals -5 plus or minus. B squared is 25. -4 times -3 is a positive 12. 12 times -4 is, what is that, -48? Let me just, yes, So actually, so negative 48. Well, retro-reggy, I already see what's my answer's going to, I can already tell what my answer's going to be just based off that information. 2 times negative 3 is 6, negative 6. All right, so the reason I said I can already tell what my answer is going to be is because I know I've done my math correctly under the square root, and I know when I do 25 minus 48, I'm going to end with a negative number. And you cannot have a negative number, so let's do it. 0 equals negative 5 plus or minus, oh geez Louise, I really don't want to use my brain right now, so we're using this. I say I don't want to use my brain, like literally everything I'm doing is causing me to use my brain. Negative 23. Whoa, I apparently already had it there. Who knew? Because it keeps erasing on me. All right. Here's a little side note about me. 23 is my favorite number. All right, anyway. So that's what you would get. You cannot have a negative under a square root sign. So the second you see that, because the quadratic formula is what you would have wanted to use here, the second you see that you have a negative under there, stop working. Your answer is no real solution. Okay? So at that point, there's nothing more that you can do. It's no solution, no real solution, whichever. Okay? All right, so let's try using a different... Whoa, hello. What's going on here? There it is. Okay. We are now going to use the other concept. We're not doing graphing. We're doing substitution, which we just finished, and now we're going to use elimination. So it's going to be very similar to what we've done in the past. Okay? So the very first thing that we're going to do is actually rewrite the equations so that they're aligned. Okay? So I'm not going to worry about my y for a moment, the y equals part, but it is important to know that it's still there because you're solving for x and y. So I'm going to, no, I'm not going to leave it alone. I am going to rewrite this though, and I'm going to align my x squares together, which I only have the 1, so there's going to be nothing under it. My 3x's together, my negative pieces together as well. So I'm actually going to turn my y for the time being into 0. So I'm going to have 0 equals x squared minus 3x minus 2 because I'm solving for x. Okay? And now I'm going to rewrite that bottom one as well. So 0 equals, I'm going to leave under x squared completely alone because I can't combine anything to it. So negative 3x minus 8. So, all right, here's the thing. When it comes to elimination, remember, you're looking for, I told you already we're getting rid of x. In this case, I need my x's to have the same number. They both currently have 3 and 3. And when I say getting rid of my x, I'm not talking about x squared. I'm talking about specifically, and I will even box around those, okay? And the reason I'm saying those is because they have the same number. But then I need one to be positive, one to be negative. In this case, I have both negatives. So it's going to be easier for me to switch the bottom one and multiply the entire equation by a negative number. A negative 1 specifically to make it all positive. So I'm going to multiply this whole thing by a negative 1. So now I'm going to rewrite. I've still got 0 because 0 times anything is 0. And still leave under x squared blank, but this is now a positive 3x and a positive 8. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all of this so that I can rewrite it. 0 equals now a positive 3x and a positive 8. If you need to go back and and look at that again, please do so. Okay, so the reason that I'm moving relatively quick, but I'm still trying to go through the process, is because we've done systems of equations and systems of inequalities in the past, and now so it's using those same concepts. So if you need more help with looking at elimination and substitution and doing practice with it, let me know. And we will definitely do some problems together during Zoom, 11 to 12, Monday through Friday. All right. So let's actually go ahead and eliminate down. So I'm going to do what it tells me. 0 plus 0 is 0, whatever. X squared stays x squared. Negative 3 plus 3 is, those actually cross out. Negative 2 plus 8 is a positive 6. All right, so now I need to solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides because I need to isolate my x. I'm left with negative 6 equals x squared. So I now need to get my x alone, so I take the square root. Well, well, I have square root of negative 6 equals x. But as I've said multiple times now, over last video and this video, you cannot have a negative under the radical sign. So because of that, stop right there. Stop what you're doing because I'm about to ruin. Sorry, a song just came into my head. The answer is no real solutions. If you can name that song, let me know. No real solutions. You cannot have the negative. It is imaginary. All right? So, having said that, it's still the same process. If we would have done this and got an answer, you would then have taken that answer and plugged it in for y to solve, for x and y. Okay? So, I want you to try one on your own. Using the same process of elimination. Okay? So go ahead and pause and try this one on your own. Okay, welcome back. Actually, that took quite a while for me to come back to you guys. So I was looking at something. Okay, so I am going to start by rewriting. So 0 equals negative 3x squared plus x minus 4. 0 equals, skip, 2x plus 5. I want to get rid of that middle 2x area. So in order to do that, I am actually going to multiply my top by a negative 2 because I want this to be a negative 2, positive 2 situation. So I'm going to distribute to everything. So it'll be 0 equals a positive 6x minus 2x plus 4 times 2 is 8. So I am now done with this, and I'm specifically looking at this area. Okay, so I just do what it tells me. 0 equals 6x squared. These cross out. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Subtract 13 from both sides, because now I'm isolating my variable. And now I need to divide both sides by 6. I already know what my answer is, by the way. I'm going to rewrite this. Negative 13 divided by 6 equals x squared. And again, and this will not always happen, but you cannot have a negative under that. So again, your answer is no real solutions. Okay? So hopefully you got that right. I actually kind of want to do, if you want me to do one where you will have a solution, let me know and I will do one with you guys. But again, all you would do after you get your answer here, you plug it back into the equation and solve. That's literally all you do if you were to continue on. But it just so happens that the two that I've chosen for you guys have no solutions. And I really want to make sure to drill into you that you cannot have that negative under the square root sign. Okay? So that's actually... yeah, that's it. That is the last lesson for the school year. I hope that you guys had a fantastic year. I know that because I know some of you don't check in with me, and I wish that you would, because I would love to see every single one of you one time a week. I miss seeing you guys. I miss being with you guys every day. I do very much enjoy my job, and I very much enjoy all of my kids, every single one of you. So I will miss you. I hope that you have a fantastic high school experience when you move on past this class. Just know, once you are one of my kids, you are always one of my kids. I don't care how old you are. I don't care where you go. I don't care what grade you're in or what even past school. You are always one of my kids. If you ever need anything, support in school, you just feel like you need somebody to reach out to because something's going on, I will always be there for you. And I know that that holds true for pretty much all of your teachers. We love you guys. You are an extension of us because you are with us so much. Just know, if you need anything, let me know. Any support, let me know. You move on to Algebra 2, Geometry. I don't like geometry, but I can still help you with it. I'm an algebra mind, not a geometric mind. I will be there to support you. All right? I love you all. Have a great summer and a fantastic school year next year. Okay? Bye, guys.